slacking.
Okay, so what was your relationship to schooling? How did you navigate the classroom, playground, and administration?
Oh, this is still right. ESL, English as a Second Language program.
Oh.
ESL was bullshit. That teacher, she didn't care if we, there was no, curriculum for it, right? Or nothing like that. We just sat in that class, played games. It was turned into a study hall. We didn't learn shit about English. There's about 5 people that actually didn't know any English. The ESL was bullshit. Oh yeah, other teachers looked down on that class. They said, freshman year, they said, if you got ESL, why didn't you study it? Or why isn't the homework done and shit like that? And then that's when I would just tell them. In freshman year, because I was still kind of like a bad kid, I would tell them just because I didn't want to do it. Because they knew I had ESL.
Mm-hmm.
So they always thought of it as like a study class or study hall.
Mm-hmm.
That's what other teachers would have called it.
Okay, so next I wanted to discuss ethnic studies classes. I'm not sure. Do you know what those are?
We don't have any at Lincoln, but it's like, you know what I'm talking about?
So I try to do a black culture thing.
Yeah,
like a
but
club.
they have but they have real courses for it, and kids get credit for it, and like especially there's a lot of ones that are Hispanic or Latino that people have made, that they make it for their students. But what do you think of those where it's teaching you about your history and stuff, and having a class where you can actually go there and learn about it? How would you feel if you had that?
I don't know.
Imagine it at Lincoln, because that's one thing that was hard for me.
No, I guess I feel like Lincoln, me personally, I'm going off of what I know or what I saw. Yeah, it caused problems.
Between different ethnicities and races, or what?
Yeah, just like in when I was in middle school, the race.
Yeah.
We did the race, fights type thing, or it was Mexicans versus black. Because as soon as someone heard that, someone would say that someone's better than the other, and that's why they have a class or something. That's when problems would start.
Do you think it's better how it is now, where you mostly just learn the wrong thing? You just learn about white people, famous white people, and they just completely don't talk about your history?
Well, this way it's how you say it? It's neutral, I guess, right now. When you learn about white people, it's white people that wouldn't give a shit about us now.
That's true.
Trust, if they saw what we were doing today, they would be calling female guys gay, and they would be lynching people just for being gay and stuff like that, doing all this these things.
So you're saying they're kind of irrelevant now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the white man, but history of warriors that fought for other people and the rights for other people. That's cool.
Yeah.
And that's the things that built us to what we are now in the right way. I feel like that's right.
Yeah. Do you think we learned about a lot of that stuff because of our teachers that actually cared at Lincoln? Some of them? Or do you think it was, or what? We also have an entire class that's just U.S. history, and you have to memorize all the presidents' names and stuff like that. But it's but then they don't tell you George Washington, his teeth were slaves' teeth. He would pull them out of slaves' mouths and put them in his own, as dentures. Yeah.
I did not know that at
Yeah,
all.
they don't tell you stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel that stuff is very relevant though. To learn that George Washington had.
Or Thanksgiving, those little Thanksgiving things that they show, they have kids wear the fake feathers and stuff, even though that's hecka disrespectful to
To the
natives. Yeah, and just how they make all these different stories about the pilgrims and the natives. They came together on Thanksgiving and blah blah blah. It's like,
Yeah, the Adams family had a good way of
yeah.
more developed. That's when you can teach them the right way, or tell them the way that it actually went, what they did. Then he established that because they try to like,
But
they don't say nothing about it. Like just like those police officers that kill people and then they'll get away with it.
Yeah.
They don't bring it up like at all. It's not history, or it's, they push it under the rug, or they brush it under the rug pretty much. Sweep it under the rug. I don't know, something like that. Bullshit like that. Yeah, I feel like that's what they try to do with like the Indians. It's like you guys killed a bunch of like natives, and you guys
Like, it was literally genocide to the same level as
you killed, raped.
the Holocaust. But why do we have museums about the Holocaust that happened in Europe, but we don't have museums about the genocide that happened here?
The fact that we were brought up celebrating Christopher Columbus Day was bullshit.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Why are we like? Why do you think we have to wait until they're older to talk about it, or like right now we just like sure celebrate it? But it's like a lot of kids, like literally native kids, they're still going to school.
Yeah.
Like they have to know about it. You like when you were a kid, you knew that like they make school seem like it's so important. Like there's not other things going on in your life, and especially things like to have to do with like your race.
And it's that concept where people will make you focus on school. It's what really fucked us up, honestly. Like a lot of people, like just because you're gonna go to school, you're gonna graduate, and then you're gonna like you have your like plan set on like something that you want to study for. It doesn't mean that you're gonna get a job in that field.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think what do you think if you could change something about First Creek, because where do you think
Everything's changed since then.
Yeah.
From our time.
What do you wish would have changed back then?
The issue at First Creek at that time was our principal.
Okay.
He didn't give a fuck. It all depends on like how you say it. It's a chain of command within the school. If the top dog is like fucked up, well then it ain't gonna be any better from there on. Everybody looks up to this top dog.
Also, he chooses who gets hired.
Yeah. So
how assessments happen and everything.
So if you're like top dog ain't good, then everything's just gonna crumble. That's what happened at First Creek. Yeah, for sure.
What we talk about in this class is like teachers. They'll start in income areas with basically like ghettos, kind of like, or
yeah, just
on
like in the movie Freedom Riders.
No, they start off there to use as stepping stones to go to better places, like to get more money and to go to like the white schools and stuff like that. But since they are the ones that have higher hiring what is it called, like more qualifications and requirements and stuff, because it's like I didn't have a math teacher for 3 out of 4 of my years, and so it was like literally I was being taught by one guy that was a substitute for like a long time. I saw him when we were volunteering at the rescue mission. I saw him there getting food. So he was a homeless guy, or maybe homeless, and he just gave motivational speeches every day. He didn't teach us. And a different guy, one day he just had a breakdown basically, because he said like us kids were like just so terrible, and that teachers have feelings too and stuff. And then like a week later he just quit and became a firefighter, and we just didn't have a teacher for the rest of the year.
I remember him.
Yeah.
And you said earlier, before I started recording, about how your teacher knew you were in ESL. He didn't like the ESL program, and like he just like one day he just quit, and then for the whole rest of school year you guys just didn't have an English teacher.
Yeah. Color.
And that's a wrap. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to say that. Okay.